to be honest, homie, before homie would start snitching and shit, son was doing his thing.
Right.
No, for sure.
That's all I could say. Son was doing his thing. Besides the snitching
He had
shit,
solid music.
he was doing his thing. Niggas can't take that from the homie. Like, he was doing his thing. Now, I don't think he was a real street nigga. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's where people fucked up by portraying, making him portray that shit. He's not a street nigga.
I think he was put in a weird position.
Exactly.
You know?
I think that he was trying to be something that he didn't really understand.
What all came with that?
Exactly. So, of course, it got him rich. But then when you mix street shit with the internet, see, I don't play with the internet.
I've noticed.
Yeah. I don't play with the internet. You feel me? That's like federale talk. I don't do that shit. We're not gonna beef on the internet. We're not gonna talk too much on the internet because there's people watching you.
Yeah, 100%.
Everything.
You feel me?
Everybody, man.
So we not playing around. I think he fucked up by trying to mix that super street shit with the internet.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's Bassey, Akwa. Pop Smoke talks to Tekashi 6ix9ine in a radio interview, and I did not expect this shit at all. You know what I mean? This shit came from left field. I was like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Pop Smoke, one of the niggas with the meanest voices in the music industry, just gave Tekashi 6ix9ine some sort of props. You know what I mean? This shit surprised me. You know what I mean? We all know Pop Smoke has one of the meanest fucking voices in the fucking music industry. He is one of the scariest voices out there. I'm sure there's a 5-year-old kid that hears Pop Smoke at night. You know what I mean? Because niggas is on his block wilding doing donuts and he hears that fucking song. He gets spooked out of his fucking mind. You know what I mean? Like, Pop Smoke, like I said this before, you know what I mean? Pop Smoke sounds like Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo smoked backwards and drank dark liquor. You know what I mean? Pop Smoke has the voice of a girl's stepfather that gets mad because you ain't take your shoes off when you came in the house. You know what I mean? Like, Pop Smoke sounds like a 55-year-old nigga with a city job that got an alcohol problem and shit like that. You know what I mean? And that's the nigga you don't bump into when you at the store, because you know how niggas come in the bodega trying to act tough and shit with Habib, you know what I mean? Bumping niggas and shit like that. That's the one nigga you don't bump, because you know he's ready to go back, you know what I mean? You know he came off a fucking 15-year, 20-year charge, 20-year bid from Rikers, you know what I mean? He got booked in 98, you know what I mean? Niggas still wearing baggy clothes and shit like that, you know what I mean? Niggas still wearing fucking Sean John, you know what I mean? That's the type of nigga that Pop Smoke sounds like. But he gave Tekashi 6ix9ine some sort of props, you know, and like I said before, this shit surprised me. I did not expect Pop Smoke of all people to give him this type of props, because you know, when it comes to New York City, a lot of niggas don't fuck with Tekashi 6ix9ine. A lot of niggas. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of niggas. Because he pissed a lot of people off at the end of the day. He went at Jay Critch. He went at fucking... I ain't go at Fabulous. You know what I mean? That would have been like a sin right there. You know what I mean? Niggas don't go against Fabulous. You know what I mean? He's done too much for the city, man. You know what I'm saying? He's made too many anthems. You know what I mean? Like, that would have been crazy. But he probably would have did it anyways. Who gives a fuck? But Tekashi 6ix9ine went at everybody. He pissed everybody off. Being a rapper from New York City, you're gonna get asked about Tekashi 6ix9ine, and that probably pisses you the fuck off. You probably going to somewhere, some little radio station, some little blog to do a quick fucking interview, get some exposure. Next thing you know, niggas ask you about Tekashi 6ix9ine. Like, wait, what the fuck, nigga? Tekashi 6ix9ine? What the fuck is y'all niggas talking about? You know what I mean? Like, I heard Chef G did an interview one time. I think it was a Vlad interview. You know what I mean? And nigga just started laughing. Like, Vlad tried to ask him, like, yo, how do you feel about Tekashi 6ix9ine? Like, and then, you know what I mean, Chef G just started fucking laughing, like, yo, he's doing this thing, and that's all he said. You know what I mean? So I just feel like when it comes to niggas from New York, niggas get mad at Tekashi 6ix9ine, because at the end of the day, he was representing New York City when he was out here doing this fucking thing, believe it or not. You know, like, he was the flag of New York City. Like, he was the most poppin' artist in New York City. When he talked, he sounded like New York. When he moved around, it was New York. He had Shoddy. He had all the niggas. He had a fucking presence. You know what I mean? Like, when you look at the Billy video, you're looking like, oh shit, there's 5,000 gangbangers on a block. Like, this is how the streets of New York City are. There's just a bunch of blood niggas outside all the fucking time, hanging out of car windows and shit like that with Pele's on. That's how it goes. You know what I mean? That's how the fuck it goes. That's probably what people thought when they looked at New York City. So a lot of people, I feel like a lot of rappers, you know, don't like Tekashi 6ix9ine for many different reasons. It's a clusterfuck of reasons why they don't like 6ix9ine. So to hear Pop Smoke say, yo, he was doing his thing, that lets me know that Pop Smoke, you know, like, that lets me know that Pop Smoke is actually a real dude. Like, he's an actual real dude. And I don't just mean, oh, he's gangster. He'll shoot a nigga anytime. He'll slap a nigga in front of anybody. He'll smack a nigga in the fucking in the DMV, like that's not what I mean by he's a real nigga. I mean he's a real nigga because he's objective. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to just today, period, like you don't get a lot of objective opinions. You don't get a lot of niggas really telling the truth at all, basically on any level. Sports, politics, everybody's fucking lying, everybody's fucking biased. So to hear him just come out and say like, yo, that nigga was doing his fucking thing. You know what I mean? You gotta understand that this is a dude that, you know, he's clearly, he said it before, he's in a gang, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, like a lot of niggas that are in gangs, like when you bring up 6ix9ine, they're like, oh fuck that nigga, he's gay because he has rainbow hair. You see all the rappers from LA, they say shit like, oh, he's a disgrace because he has rainbow hair. Niggas don't, you know what I mean? Niggas is not co-signing that. How the fuck you gonna co-sign a nigga with rainbow hair? The fact that Pop Smoke straight up just said, yo, the nigga was doing his thing. Besides all him having rainbow hair, you know what I mean, licking ice cream pops and shit like that, looking a little bit suspect sometimes, you know, besides all that shit, the nigga was really doing his thing. You know what I mean? And I've said this many times on this channel, but this is way back. This was like last year, you know what I mean? Some of y'all probably, you know what I mean, found out about me this year. I was talking about 6ix9ine a lot, you know what I mean? Because I was one of the only things fucking popping with 6ix9ine. You know what I mean? I was able to look at it objectively. I don't just look at it as like, oh, yo, fuck this nigga don't represent New York. It's all about smoking dust and doing ciphers in the middle of the fucking night, you know what I mean, sweating, being stink. That's what it's about, nigga. Nah, you know what I mean? I looked at it for like what it was. I look at it as, you know, there's a nigga who's like making a run. He's making a run. You know what I mean? He's having a run. I look at that shit objectively. You know what I mean? Like when I look at a nigga having a run, I usually kind of like compare it to like, oh, this is like 50 in a sense, you know, in the sense that niggas have some sort of movement, in a sense that niggas are very fucking hot and they coming from New York. You know, I look at it on that type of scale, you know what I mean? And the fact that Pop Smoke could look at it objectively and be like, yo, the nigga was doing his thing besides all that bullshit, you know what I mean? The nigga was really doing his fucking thing, you know. And I feel like the interviewer, the dude that was asking him, he kind of wanted to get some sort of rise out of him, like, because that's how you know that the interviewer knows that niggas from New York generally don't fuck with 6ix9ine. Like, and plus he's a fucking rat. You know what I'm saying? He knew that. You know what I'm saying? He completely fucking knew that. So the fact that Pop Smoke just answered the question like, yo, like, he did his thing before the whole rat and shit. You know what I mean? And that's called being objective. A lot of niggas aren't objective. A lot of niggas can't give props to a nigga that fucked they bitch. You know what I mean? Just look at it from that standpoint. Like, if a nigga fucked your bitch, but, you know, the nigga got drafted to the NBA, he's the #1 draft pick in the NBA, can you be like, oh, that nigga's nice? Like, would you be like, oh, that nigga's fucking hard? That nigga, you know what I mean? That nigga be crossing niggas up. Like, if Zion Williamson fucked your bitch, would you be able to say that Zion Williamson is the best basketball player coming out of college? You probably wouldn't. You know what I mean? I mean, some people watching this, you know what I mean? Because I have a feeling there's some real niggas that fuck with me. That's the type of energy I give off, you know? Like, I feel like there's not a lot of people that could say, like, if a nigga went #1 in the draft pick that fucked their bitch, that they would be able to call him nice. That's just how niggas are. That's to me, that's kind of like haterish. You know what I mean? To me, a nigga could fuck my bitch, do whatever, but when it comes to giving an objective opinion, I could just straight up give it up. I'll give it up. I'll say, yo, he did this, he did that, and he does this well, but this is what I don't like about him as well. You know, when it comes to today, when people talk about shit, if you do something that somebody doesn't like, they kind of ignore everything that you do right. They ignore all the good shit you do, you know, whether it's in the realm of rap and hip hop, whether it's in sports, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it is. You know what I mean? That's just how the fuck it is, you know what I mean? And this gave me a new level of respect for Pop Smoke, because I was kind of a little worried about the nigga. You know, I seen him, he was at some club, you know, some nigga was interviewing him in the middle of a fucking club, which is a very bad idea. Do not interview niggas with a bunch of bitches around, weed smoke, lean, and Hennessy. That's a very bad idea, you know. But the interviewer asked him a question, so like, Pop Smoke, like how do you feel, like, how do you feel like being a rapper, or some shit like that? Pop Smoke was like, I'm not a rapper, I'm a gangster. I was like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? I was a little worried about the nigga, but seeing this makes me know that, alright, the dude has some sort of smarts. This has to be a smart dude, because if you look at his actual rise, the way he rose is not like a dumb nigga, like, you know what I mean? He didn't really just pop off like randomly. Like he kind of he had a plan. Like he constructed a plan. You know what I mean? He knew he had value in the marketplace. Like he knew like his name would have been busting because of the whole Chappelle shit. He knew like, all right, that's gonna give me attention, but I'm a real nigga. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna take advantage of that, and I'm gonna drop a hot song. I did a remix. You know what I mean? So he did a remix to another nigga's hot song. You know what I mean? Which gave him extra attention. So after he got that attention, he just followed it back up and kept following it back up. Like I was just a strategic rise, whether you want to believe it or not. You know what I mean? But let me know what your niggas think about this in the comment section. Turn on notifications, like, subscribe. How do you think about this, man? Do you think Pop Smoke, do you think he was wrong for saying that Tekashi 6ix9ine was doing this fucking thing? Or can you actually agree with the nigga that, yo, you know, whether we want to hate Tekashi 6ix9ine, you know what I'm saying, whether you want to say, oh, he did this, oh, he had rainbow hair, can you look at him objectively and say, yo, this is actually what the dude did correct? You know what I mean? The dude, he put on for New York in the time frame that he was out doing his thing and he wasn't snitching. He put on for New York City in a dope way. Besides all the, me personally, this is coming from me personally. Besides all the violent shit, besides all the gang shit, you know, he was really representing for New York City, and niggas haven't done that in a long time, man. Niggas have not done that in a long time. You know what I mean? And I feel like it sparked some sort of energy in New York City. Like there's other niggas like kind of copying 6ix9ine's flow. Like I hear mad niggas, you know what I mean, that would be rapping like Lil Baby right now. They rapping like 6ix9ine sometimes. They doing the whole yelling flow. So that's, you know what I mean, he has some sort of influence, you know. But let me know what you niggas think about this in the comment section. Turn on notifications, like, subscribe. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comment section, y'all.